Hey guys, it's Kelvin here. Thanks for checking into the video. Let's go over some of these charts, Apple and some of the indexes. First, Apple, as you can see, this trend line held. I said that was probably a pretty good chance, 50-50 chance that it would hold. I said we were trading intraday into this down channel. We tagged the trend line and got a nice bounce, and now we're just kind of consolidating on the upper portion of this trend line. So Apple looks like it's kind of a make or break here. Are we gonna hold this trend line or are we gonna break down? One scenario is maybe we'll flush it, get people to wash out the weekends, get people to stop out, and then bring it higher. That's one scenario. We got a little doji candle too, so that kind of sets it up. We have kind of a time count too, so we're gonna see what happens. But we got a small candle, but it's not unusual after you get a big red bar like this to get inside candles. So maybe it just needs to consolidate here longer and see what happens. No real clear direction. Obviously, it's due for a bounce. So I have to be leaning a little bit towards a bounce next week, but I'd rather have it flush through. That would be great. But it's going to be volatile because, we got earnings coming up in 2 weeks, and then they might add the iPad mini to their product line next week. I think Wednesday they might announce that. So it could get volatile. So I'm going to be defensive, and if it does drop, I'll be ready to sell bull put spreads below the 200 moving average. I think anything above that is just too risky. So I'm going to be looking to sell below the 200. Anything below the 200, I think next week will be fine. But we just have to see what happens on Monday. Okay, let's go to the SPY. Pretty much the market's closed lower again, making lower highs and lower lows. But we are we're in support here, but we also have this trend line. But now, one key factor is to see that we close below the 50-day moving average. Now, do we bounce from here or do we confirm below it? If we confirm below it, the 50-day will be resistance. That's what confirmation tells us. So we need to see a close below the low of this previous candle. That will make a nice confirmation below the 50-day moving average. And for me, I would love to see it hit 140. I mean, that'll be my spot. I'll be selling puts below the 200 moving average. Same thing, guys. Same thing on the indexes as well as the Apple. I'll be looking to sell puts in that area. Let's look intraday and see what is going on. First, we want to see if there's any evidence intraday, if there's a reversal taking place. That's what I like to do, guys. Go into the smaller time frames. Right now, we still have a downtrend, lower highs and lower lows. So there's no real evidence yet. You like to break it down to the smaller time frames. Maybe is there a V-shaped bottom? Is there a trend changer on the small time frames? Is there maybe inverse head and shoulders that could trigger maybe a possible reversal? And you have to take out these levels first to kind of give you hints that the market's turning around. And right now, we don't have that. As you recall, I mentioned, I think in my last video, that you could probably scalp this, but the level would be minor because we're consolidating here, and that's exactly what happened. We flushed right through that level. Yeah, you got a bounce here, a pretty good scalp bounce. So you could have taken that, but it's just know that the probabilities are not great anymore when you have, you're consolidating. It's just building strength to flush through, and that's what we did. And we went right into this lower trend line. I actually wanted to go long right here, but there just wasn't enough upside potential, so I just stepped away. But this was a pretty good pattern here off this doji candle in an up move, and just inside bars consolidating in a nice tight range. And sure enough, we did get a nice run. But I stayed away as I'm very cautious day trading these days. I just like playing safe. And as you can see, my strategy is very safe. It's pretty a neutral strategy. You could be right, wrong, and you still make money. So that's why I love the strategy so much. And if you draw targets right, you already know the worst case scenario. So as long as you trade around those targets, you should be good to go. Let's look at the Qs. Qs are looking obviously weak still based off Apple. We did close with a doji candle right into the 382 retrace. If this head and shoulder is valid, there's more downsides, so I'm not looking to buy here yet. If we do see any more weakness, this is a great level right here, like I mentioned before, the 50% retrace. Any bounce probably can be looked to be shorted because we confirmed below the 50. Death cross is about to take place, so if we get a pattern and a time count and a price maybe into this level, it could be a good short candidate. So we have to look out for that. If we look in the 10-minute intraday time frames, once again, there's no real evidence that this is turning around. We're still in this falling channel. Maybe if we break out of here with volume and start consolidating sideways, yeah, then maybe, we could look to, go long on some of these indexes. But right now, it's still same pattern of lower highs, lower lows. So there's no real reason yet to stand in front of this. Not until we hit major support on the daily chart. Now, you can go ahead and get in early. Maybe if we hit the 200 or maybe we hit this target, some solid support, then yeah, then you can look to turn around. But just right now, just more of a neutral stance right now. So that's my take right now on the Qs. Let's look at the IWM. Pretty much the same story. I sound like a broken record. We just hit my my target from earlier in the week. We're still consolidating here, kind of. So we gotta kind of see what happens from here. There's no real clear sign. We have to wait if we confirm below the 50. And now, if we do that, then I'll have a more clear direction of where this market's going. And at that time, these moving averages will come down, and that'll make me more bearish. So the longer I guess that we stay down here, the more bearish I will get. So we better get a bounce soon, or I'm gonna be in a more slightly bearish stance as long as we stay down here. Obviously, we bounce, I'll be more upside to neutral bias. But that's okay, much for the week I have right now. Let's look at the XLF really quick. The financials were actually really strong, pretty strong relative to the markets. But we actually got some weakness today off some of the financials. So, but overall, we're still in this kind of a triangle-ish pattern. So we have to watch and see where it breaks out. We still have an uptrend on the financials. Chart still looks okay. This would be a pretty good level right here. Double bottom and the 50-day moving average. But it will be rising by the time it gets up here. So we have to just wait and see. Is there anything else that I wanted to look at? I want to make the video nice and short, sweet, and short and sweet. I think that's okay. I think that's everything I wanted to go through. Thanks, guys, for watching the video. Pretty much I will do these every day after the close. So I hope you enjoyed, and you guys have a great weekend. It was a great week for me, good profits, and let's do it again next week. Okay, see you guys later.